Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Whoo, child. First things first, I am not reviewing the entire season. This is episodes 1 through 3. Okay. I am just going to talk about episodes 1 through 3. Hell, 3 episodes already is a lot. But I'm only going to do 3, and then I'm going to do another review probably for the rest of the episodes. But this is just the first 3. Do not spoil it for other people who have not seen the rest of the episodes, or they don't have Netflix and they're just coming here for the review. So I'm just letting you guys know this is 1 through 3. Wags to riches. And I am straight calling these girls the mob, okay? Mean old bullies, and some may say mean old bitches, okay? This was a lot. And I'm sorry, but I'm definitely going to tap into some things that may make people uncomfortable. But it is what it is. And I have definitely had these type of conversations before, but we're going to get into it. So with that being said, first things first, we start off with the head meanie in charge, Sherelle, and her last name is Rosado. Hey, Teef. Hey, Danielle. Um, I actually watched Selling Tampa. Okay. I watched that show, and I don't know if I really had a strong opinion about Sherelle. What I do know is that she always claims that she's self-made, self-made. I know that she was a single mother at the time. Um, and she is a biracial woman. She has a black mother and she has a white father because her father was actually featured on the show. And what I do and what I've gathered from this situation is, one, she claims her and Ocho Cinco have now broken up, which I find quite interesting. Um, she claims they broke up. Now, apparently, rumor on the street is that they're really not broken up. Like they're still together. They're just doing this for the sake of the show, but apparently they're still together. I don't know how true that is, and honestly, I don't care, but apparently that is the case. They also said that this dress that she has on in this picture right here is the same dress that Evelyn, I guess, apparently wore at one of the reunions or something for Basketball Wives. It's just a different color. So this is quite interesting. And now just kind of hearing this background with Sherelle, I'm starting to think that because her Selling Tampa show was not successful, when she got a chance to have this show, which from my understanding, she's a consulting producer of this show, that she was going to do whatever she could to make sure that she keeps a show this time. Okay. That is my take on it. But either way, this doesn't make her look good, in my opinion. Now, will that affect her business? I doubt it, but I don't like her now. Like now at this point, I actually have an opinion on her and I don't like her. And we're also going to get into it. I'm going to play Jessie Woo's interview with her and Stony. I'm going to play that because I haven't really had a chance to see it. I saw a little snippet of it. I just don't think she's a genuine person. But it starts with her, and she is on the golf course with Ocho Cinco, and she is now engaged to Ocho Cinco. At least at the time when they was filming this, she's engaged to him. But interesting enough, she got a lot of stuff to say about Stony and other people on this show. But she says that Ocho was her favorite athlete in high school, honey. She used to rock his jersey and made a dress out of it. And so, in my opinion, if that ain't some groupie hood rat ish, I don't know what is. But let her tell it. Hey, so with that being said, I definitely feel like I'm not going to review his. I'm not going to review his at all, Teeth. That I rather support Jesse Wu and put it on here than him. But with that being said, yeah, she trying to do her little campaigns at this point. I'm not buying it, but and I think she purposely wanted to do Jesse Wu, in my opinion, because she's a melanated sister. But with that being said, so she is talking about her real estate and how, they're together. And next thing you know, we start meeting all the girls. And all the girls are racially ambiguous or extremely light skinned, biracial. So immediately, like, I was just looking, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. You only got two girls that got some type of like cocoa brown in their skin. And that's Stony and that's freaking Sade. Those are the only two. All right. So we meet with them. And then after that, we meet all the rest of the girls. Okay. We meet Portia, who's married to a boxer, and she's up Sherelle's ass. And she even makes a dang on comment that if Sherelle says you're out, then more than likely you're out. And I'm like, last time I checked, Sherelle ain't God. Who is Sherelle? Who is Sherelle? And I'm sorry, but as far as I see it, Sherelle seems like she's the problem and the common denominator, not only in her relationships, but also in her so-called friendships. She's really giving me vibes that she's not a friend to no one, like other people I've said before. She even said in this episode that if she can't benefit from you, she wants nothing to do with you, which is a very deep thing to say. Very, very deep to say, because to me it's coming off her saying that, well, if I can't use you, then I don't want anything to do with you. So to me, when you have that type of mentality, you don't have friends at all. So with that being said, we meet Portia, we meet Miranda, and they call her MJ. Child, she is a rapper and a real estate agent. That's an interesting combination. But she has kids by Kodak Black. Now, if y'all done seen Kodak Black, yeah, Kodak Black. And what's interesting though, her kids is beautiful. So thank God. Because them kids don't look nothing like Kodak Black. I mean, look, let's just keep it real. She got beautiful kids. But interesting enough, again, one thing I will say is that there is this assumption sometimes that people who are light have a certain features or whatever the case may be, they just automatically, I guess, are seen as glamorous or classy. Baby, that is not the case on this damn show. Baby, MJ Miranda has shown her ass on this show in the first damn episode. She going to a jewelry store trying to buy jewelry for the damn baby, a damn chain that this baby can't even really fit on his freaking neck, and literally had to put a $35,000 deposit down on it. Like, she is really giving me new money. And she did mention she's never had money like that. She didn't grow up with the best of it, everything or anything. And she actually stayed with her grandmother. But baby, she also says that she was loving Kodak Black when she was in high school. That was her crush. And she got him. Mind you, she's 22 years old. She got 2 kids by him. And Kodak Black got another baby mama, and we're going to discuss that too, okay? So I'm hearing all of this stuff, and I'm like, but Sherelle, you have the nerve to call Stony a hood rat? But okay. So with that, that's Miranda. Now, one thing about it I will say is I'm going to give Miranda somewhat of a pass because she is 22 years old and she hot-headed and she's stubborn. But at the same time, child, she's a wild card. I'll tell you that. So with that, we have Alexis, okay? I like Alexis. She's level-headed. She seems really down to earth. She is trying to see everybody's side, just a grown woman. Now, she was married to, I forgot what his name is, Andre Stoudemire. He's a basketball player, honey. That's guaranteed money. But yeah, she was married to him. They have been together since she was 19 years old, but she's, I guess, recently divorced. She's 41, got 4 kids, looks amazing to have 4 kids. But she just seems very humble, okay, and just doesn't want to judge, and really is just like that girl who's on all sides, you know what I mean? So I like her. And she actually sits down with Stony, okay? And Stony is the chocolate sister on the show, who is Rick Ross baby mama, okay? And so she's also the lady who sued 50 Cent. Now, I remember when this story came out, because this was around the time that Rick Ross and 50 Cent were beefing. She is the baby mama who got caught up in that beef, and 50 allegedly posted her Freaky Tales tape on This Is 50's website. Okay. So, with that being said, I remember the story. I just didn't know the background of it. And honestly, I don't even know if I really cared enough to know the background, but I appreciate that she explained the story on this episode. She says she was with that guy that was on the tape. They were together. And, she never thought anything of it. She was young and just, thinking this is, she in love, and, they having freaky tales, and they're recording it. And so I guess apparently she found out he was cheating, and she outed him to the other woman he was cheating with. And their breakup got really messy. And around the time that their breakup happened, that was pretty much the time that the Rick Ross and 50 Cent beef began. So this so-called man, who wasn't a man at all, decided to use those tapes, or at least one of those tapes, as a way to get back at her for outing him for cheating. But then at the same time, I guess made a quick buck and sold it to 50, and 50 posted it. Just trifling, okay? Just completely trifling. And Alexis is like, do you think that's why the girls don't mess with you? Because Stony sits up there and tells Alexis, like, I'm not getting invited to stuff, or whatever the case may be. So Alexis is like, do you think that's why they don't mess with you? And Stony begins to cry, because she was like, I hope that wouldn't be the case, because as a woman, and she starts to cry. And I'm like, yes, as a woman, she isn't someone who purposely put stuff out there. This was a sorry ass excuse for a man who she thought she could trust, who wanted to do some get back. And to me, the fact that she was so judged so easily over that, I feel like personally is much deeper. But I like the fact that Alexis was saying how, look, that's your past, whatever the case may be. And she really was supporting her and trying to uplift her like real women do. So with that, I like Alexis. Like I said, right now, I am team Alexis. I'm team Sade. I'm team Stony. The rest of them right now can kick rocks. I thought I was going to be team Porsha, but she kind of flip-flopping for me. But so they end up going to Ashley house. Now, Ashley Wheeler, now from my understanding, she used to be on Wags Miami. That this is not the same show, but Wags Miami. She was on that show. I never watched the show, but as far as I see it, she's a mean ass girl too, mean old bully. Still doing the same stuff. Her and Sherelle be tag teaming each other. They end up going to Ashley's house, and they have a little get together. It's Alexis, Porsha, Sherelle, and Ashley. And at that point, Porsha says that she's about to show Stony a house in a really exclusive area of Miami. And Ashley is like, honey, is there proof of funds? Honey, you need to make sure there's proof of funds. And at that point, Sherelle thinks that is so hilarious. Now, mind you, apparently she sued 50 for several millions of dollars. Now, later on in one of the episodes, Sherelle is claiming that she wasted all of that money. How does she know that information? I don't know. I don't know if there's information out there with her saying that she's now broke. I don't know. But to me, it seems a little suspect where Why the hell do y'all even care? And at the end of the day, like Portia said, hell, Rick Ross got proof of funds. So hell, I don't know. I'm gonna show her the damn house. So at that point, they start talking about her Freaky Tales video. And Portia is like, look, her past is her past, her business is her business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And even Alexis is like, look, we all have a past. Like, calm down. And that's when Sherelle says in her confessional, if she can't benefit off of you, she don't need to be around you. So at that point, Sherelle seems to be more upset. Now, she says in her confessional, because she keeps trying to make it seem like she doesn't want that type of person, Stony, around her because of her reputation and what she sees on the internet. But Sherelle also says in a confessional that Stony was apparently asking around about Sherelle to get tea on Sherelle. And I guess she was pissed off about that Stony did that. But my whole thing is, if you have nothing to hide, Sherelle, why do you care if she was asking around about you? I mean, you're the one who also said that, you need to know who your circle is. So if she asked around about you, what's the big issue? Because you have no problem talking about her. So, to me, in my opinion, I'm just going to keep it raw with y'all. Like I told y'all with the Princess and Shekinah situation. I think it's Shakina. What's the damn girl's name that she was beefing with over Ray J? It's given racially ambiguous mixed girl versus the black girl vibes for me. It just is. I don't give a damn what Sherelle says. I don't give a damn what Sherelle says. When they back is against the wall, the ones who are ignorant like that, when they backs Sukiana, thank you, Danielle. When they backs are against the wall like that, and then they get caught up in their ignorant bullshit, then all of a sudden they want to backpedal. I ain't got time for this nonsense. Y'all, like, to me, from her to freaking what's her name, Sin Santana, to Erica Mena, to Evelyn Lozada, when they say ignorant shit when it comes to black women, or they be trying to call out black women and say ignorant stuff when it comes to us, then all of a sudden when the heat is on them, oh no, I'm not a colorist, or I'm Afro-Latina, or I'm a black woman, get the out of here. Just stop. We gonna stop this. So this is really what is giving me, that it is the mixed girl versus the black girl, the racially ambiguous, the featureism. It's giving that. It's really giving that. And that the problem is, though, it can give that because you already know, for those who are in my community, that you got people in our community who put racially ambiguous biracial women or very light-skinned black women on a pedestal. And unfortunately, they feel like they can say certain things and do certain things because especially some of the men in our community give them that pass. Even Jules, they will give her that pass, and we gonna get on her ass. She rides for ghetto ass MJ, but wouldn't give Stony a chance. Right. And she was riding for Jules too. Interesting, right? Right. So yeah. So with that being said, Miranda and Sherelle meet up. Okay. And so Sherelle is pretty much trying to school Miranda about how she needs to really get herself together and not, close everybody out when she's in the mood when it comes to her man or whatever. And I'm just like, I understand that Sherelle is trying to give her some sound advice, but Miranda MJ is not trying to hear it. She felt like she was trying to lecture her or whatever. And at the same time, Sherelle, I'm thinking like, ma'am, you are with Ocho Cinco, who has 8 damn kids. You have been married twice. I don't know if I would look at you as goals, not on your personal life. Maybe on the professional side. I don't know how great she is when it comes to real estate, but I be damned if you trying to tell me any damn thing when it comes to the personal life, because it seems like you don't make great choices in men either. Okay, so moving on, Miranda apparently was busting windows out of Kodak's car But claimed because she busted the windows out the car, child, that she was gonna buy him a whole new car, which I think is so damn stupid. It must have been a cheap car. I don't know. But Miranda comes off as a girl who is just a little unhinged. You know what I'm saying? A little unhinged. But again, when we find out later kind of what her background is when it comes to her mother and her father and how she was raised by her grandmother, Miranda is a child of her environment. She just is. And that conversation she had with her mother was quite damn interesting. I'll just say that. So Portia's freaking event, okay? Portia's damn event. I like the fact that all the men showed up. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting how the men showed up. Even the ex men showed up. And so with that, we meet Jules. Now, Jules is a white girl. Now, apparently she's Puerto Rican and white. Now, we know Puerto Rican is not a race. So my educated guess is that she is a white Puerto Rican, okay? There are black Puerto Ricans, there's white Puerto Ricans. She's a white girl. And so she has a reputation. And we're going to get into her text messages about her reputation, honey. But she also used to work for Kanye West, and I guess Kanye West publicly aired her out and fired her on social media, I suppose. And interesting enough, when she's at this event, she claims she gets a text message from Kanye while they're filming. And she starts reading the text message, and I'm like, this is such bullshit. Like, can y'all stop with this nonsense? She's reading a freaking text message that he probably sent months ago. Ain't no way. What are the odds that Kanye sends her a text message when she's freaking filming? But that was a way for her, I guess, to try to clean up her image, baby. This show still didn't help you cleaning up your image so far. I'll tell you so far, it has not. But with that being said, she comes, introduces herself to people. Next thing you know, the girls are talking about Stoney again. Okay. Talking about Stoney and talking about how, you know what I'm saying, what her reputation is. And next thing you know, Stoney is there, and Stoney decides to sit next to these girls and pretty much is like, what's up? What the hell y'all got to say about me? And so Sherelle is like, I don't F with you. And at the end of the day, I just don't F with you. And she was like, why? She was like, because of your reputation and you having this Freaky Tales video and talking about how you know what I'm saying, do professional Freaky Tales for a living. And she was like, what y'all tracking my, you know what I'm saying, my mouths, my pee mouths? Like, what the hell? And I was like, exactly. Like, this is giving so freaking weird, because my whole thing is, Sherelle, just because your stuff ain't out there, you feel like you can judge her? Okay. So then literally she starts talking so much shit in the confessional, calling Stoney a senior citizen. Mind you, I guess apparently Sherelle is saying she's 37 years old. Do y'all believe she's 37 years old? Let's look at let's look at the picture. Let's look at the picture. There we go. Did y'all this look 37 to you? I don't think it looks 37 to me. And as far as I see it, if you look at her, let's see if I got Stoney somewhere in here. You look at Stoney, that's a picture of Stoney. You look at Stoney and you look at Sherelle, they look about the same age. And how dare you, Sherelle? How dare you, Sherelle, when you know you gonna be getting to your older ages too? But for you to say you 37 years old and you call someone a senior citizen when you look the same age, maybe if not older than Stoney, I'm gonna need you to have several seats. And so she has an issue because she's claiming that with all the money that she got from 50 and how she's still under her baby daddy in his house. And she said, I would take that money and I would get my own house. And I'm like, why in the hell do you care? Why do you care whether she's rent? My thing is this. Do we even notice she got all of that money? She won the case. But that doesn't mean that she got all of her coins. I mean, hell, 50 Cent won the case against Tierra Marie and she still ain't paid him. We don't know how much she got, but why the hell do you care? Even if she is sitting on a couple of millions, if her baby daddy doesn't care that she stays in a house that he owns, probably rent free or mortgage free, why do you care? But what I will say is this, Stony. When she sat down with Alexis, she said it feels like she's in a luxury prison. And I'm like, okay, then damn it. If you feel like you're in a luxury prison, why are you there? So I don't know if there's something in the background that we're not aware of, that Stony got all of that money and then just spent it like crazy. And now she's kind of like at the mercy of Rick Ross. I don't know, but I do feel like it ain't none of Sherelle's damn business. That's what I do know. But it just seems to me that I understand that she tries to say that she's a businesswoman, but to judge someone based off of their age on one saying she's a senior citizen, but then at the same time, how she spent her money. We're not going to pretend like these athletes that you screwing, or these athletes that you're sitting up there investing in to hopefully buy real estate. We're not going to pretend that they don't spend money like water. So why do you keep riding Stony so hard? You know what I mean? But then after that, Stony wants to have a private conversation with her and they talk, and Sherelle's still talking shit, being a bitch. I mean, at the end of the day, she was truly giving a bitch vibe. And when Stony ended up leaving, because she was like, you just judging me, and Stony leaves, she calls her a hood rat. She calls her a hood rat. And I was like, why is she a hood rat, but none of y'all are hood rats? What makes Stony more of a hood rat than you, or MJ, or Jules? Help me understand. So, and especially when you went after Ocho Cinco. She even said that she slid in his DMs and all she really wanted to do was hit it and quit it. Ma'am, if that ain't hood rat behavior, I don't know what is. But you have privilege on your side, so you feel like you can get away with it because men have told you your whole life you can't get away with it. But that's why you getting this. That's why you getting the drama you getting now. Because Black women is over your bullshit. Black women is over that shit. We done had too many situations, from Evelyn Lozado to all of these women who feel like they can say whatever about Black women, disrespect Black women, and think that we just gonna stand 10 toes down and accept you because of the fact that you're, half Black, or you appear to have some Black in you. Get the hell up out of here. And again, I have friends who are biracial, and we have these type of honest conversations. But again, interesting enough, all of my biracial friends, they don't just say that they're Black. They say that they're biracial. Now, they may say culturally they identify more with one side versus the other, but they'll say that they're biracial, but yeah, Sherelle, honey, I don't think this apology campaign is going to work for you, but you continue to keep hope alive. So Stony is at her boutique. She has a boutique, and she was talking about how her own friends don't support her at her boutique. And my thing is that, I don't know. I do feel that that is common when it comes to people starting their own businesses. For whatever reason, the family and the so-called friends don't really support. And then all of a sudden, when it gets really, really popular, then all of a sudden they want to support. But I'm one of those people, when you struggle and they didn't pick up the phone, you don't pick up the phone for them when you're winning. It's as simple as that. That's just what it is. You just make a note of it. Don't stress yourself out over it. But just know, when you start to win, don't pick up that damn phone. But at the end of that episode, she pretty much sees that MJ is fighting like a hood rat on video. And they show her mugshot, honey. They show her mugshot with her fighting. Okay. Very hood ratish. And so we see Sherelle She's out on a freaking yacht or boat or whatever the case may be with Ocho Cinco and some of his kids and some of her kids, child. And she says, now correct me if I'm wrong, if I heard this correctly. She said Chad got 8 kids, right? She says she has 4 kids, and together they have Serenity, right? Did she not say that? She said Chad has 8 kids. And then she said, I have 4 kids, and together we have Serenity. And then she said in the confessional, so that's a total of 11 kids. Sherelle, 8 plus 4 doesn't make it 11, boo. Yeah. So while you judging folks, you can't even do basic math. And she said it with a straight face, like she didn't even catch herself to say, "Ooh, no, I mean, my bad, blip, blip." No, honey. She said it straight up. 8 kids from Ocho Cinco, 4 kids from her, Serenity, together, 11 kids. I said, ooh, child. Ooh, child. Okay, but we supposed to believe that you this amazing businesswoman and you can judge everybody else. Okay, whatever. So at that point, she's sitting up there talking about their wedding, which I'm just like, girl, I don't give a shit about this whole thing. And she trying to have control over the wedding. I think at this point, y'all need to stop with the extravagance as far as this big wedding that you want. There's freaking 12 kids. Let you tell it involved. If the love is real, do a simple, nice wedding and call it a day. Period. I don't even understand what the big deal is about these big ass weddings. But of course, mind you, I don't think Ocho Cinco ever officially got married, but Sherelle has been married twice already. Twice. Okay. So yeah, keep it very simple. But all of this stuff about he said a $300,000 budget, man, get the hell up out of here with that nonsense. So Jules meets Sade. Let me see. If I was getting all of these pictures together, child. Yeah, I was getting these pictures. So Jules is over here with these damn neon green glasses on, for those who want to know who Jules is. That's the white girl. Or a Puerto Rican and white girl. Jules meets with Sade, very, you know what I'm saying, pretty girl. Both of them are beautiful women. And Sade is pretty much saying that Sade apparently is supposed to be, I'm sorry, I'm getting Jules and freaking what's the other heifer's name? Sherelle mixed up. Sherelle meets up with Keita. I'm losing my freaking because there's too many of these damn girls. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. It's too many of them. I was getting them damn confused, especially with Ashley and Alexis. I said, what the hell is going on here? It's too many of y'all. But oh, they did officially marry. Okay. Not Sherelle aging like spoiled milk, child. Really? Danielle. Mia says Sherelle built like a man. There, I said it. Oh my damn. Okay. See, my girls is here. They going in. She's in a luxury prison like Wendy Williams. I'm telling you, girl, the math wasn't mathing. I'm telling you, she said that with a straight face. She said 11 kids after saying 8 and 4. I said, oh my damn. Yeah, okay. So officially married didn't last a month from what? Okay, so they did officially marry. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. Because there's too much going on. But anyways, Keita and freaking Sherelle. It's too many S's and A's and all of that. They end up meeting up at this damn $48 million, $49 million house. And I was like, can y'all really afford this house? Or this is just a way to kind of floss the house that neither one of y'all can afford? I understand Keita is with Tyreek Hill. I looked him up. Apparently, he has a $120 million contract for 4 years. Yeah, but at the same time, $120 million contract after 4 years, and a $50 million house doesn't seem like a smart move, especially when it's just for one damn house. It ain't like you putting multiple houses and investing your money. I personally don't know if they bought that damn house. I feel like this was just for show. But with that being said, they're trying to imply that Sade is jealous of possibly Keita because Sade's husband is not on a team right now. Okay. He's not on a team. He was, I guess, playing with the Dolphins, Tyreek's team. And they discussed it at Portia's event that, he's not there at the Dolphins anymore. So that there may be some type of jealousy that Tyreek is like the head honcho over there and he's just trying to figure out what team he's going to be on. I don't get that from Sade. I really don't get that vibe from her. I think that they just want her to be jealous. That seems to be one of those popular things that's going around on this show. Oh, bitches be jealous of me. Bitches be jealous. Okay, I don't think that's the case. And honestly, Tyreek, yeah, successful football player. But child, when Keita said that he got 9 kids and she got 10 kids, 9 before her, she got the 10th child, that money's going towards them kids, baby. That you ain't really living the life that you really like. And maybe he is, but it seems like having 10 kids is going to be a problem financially. And what's interesting is when she was at the event, Portia's event, didn't she say that her and Tyreek have been with each other since they were young, like 19 years old? Because she was speaking to Alexis, because Alexis was with her ex since they were 19. Of course, they're divorced now, but they have been together since they were really young. And I think she said, that's just like me and you. So where did these other kids come from? So that means that y'all was definitely, when he was broke up and when he was with you, he was screwing and freaking like no other. And you was determined to have that damn baby, huh? Even if it's baby number 10. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say about this shit. But she claims that Sade purposely kicked her out of a suite when they were, I guess she was filming, what was that, Hard Knocks. There's a show called Hard Knocks when it comes to football players. And they wanted to film Hard Knocks in the suite that some of the NFL wags had a suite for. And I guess they asked if Keita could film in the suite. And she said, Sade said no. And she purposely points out Sade. She didn't say any of the other girls, but she said mainly she was the main one who said no. And it was apparently freezing outside wherever they were at. It was like -7 degrees. And so, of course, Sherelle's like, why would she do that? Maybe she jealous. Like, but between all of the dimples and everything else, maybe she ain't a nice girl like she claims she is. Well, Heifer, you ain't no nice girl at all, period. So now they trying to make it seem like Sade is jealous of Keita because she has a star NFL football husband while her husband is going from team to team. Right. Okay. Y'all let me know if y'all get that from her. Do you feel like she's jealous of Keita? I don't get that at all, especially when she held her own afterwards, letting Sherelle and them other heifers know she ain't the one. So they have a Mother's Day brunch. Portia has a Mother's Day brunch. And again, this is when I started to side eye Portia because at one point I thought her and Stoney was cool. I thought they were cool. But then she makes it known to Sherelle, I didn't invite Stoney. You know she ain't coming. I'm like, oh, but you had no problem saying that you was about to show her houses. Now all of a sudden you got your nose up in the air like you don't care for Stoney. And so then she says, and you know who else who wasn't invited, but they coming anyway? Sade coming. And she claims that her and Sade were really, really cool. And they used to be really cool, but all of a sudden she started acting funny at that party and she doesn't know why. And I'm like, how about you just simply ask? Like, why do you have to do these petty games? And you can just pull her to the side, especially if you guys are so cool, and say, hey, what's going on? What's up? So during the Mother's Day brunch, Sade, MJ, they call Sherelle mean, which she is. She a damn mean girl. And at that point, Ashley, which is the sidekick of freaking Sherelle. Ashley is the girl who has on these glasses, the black glasses with the gold around it. Yeah, her. She said, well, from my understanding, Sade, you gave Mean Girl when you had Keita, you know what I'm saying, like out in that suite and you didn't want her to film and it was cold outside. And Sade was like, oop, hold up. First of all, I never told you this business. So where the hell did you get that from? And so she was like, Sherelle told me. And she was like, well, that's not what happened. She was like, at the end of the day, that's not what happened. And the reason why this kicked off is because Sade said, you're a mean girl, Sherelle, because based on what Stoney told us at Portia's party, everything she said checked out, everything she said seemed legit. And she was so depressed that she was actually willing to like unalive herself because of everything that she went through with being exposed that way. But instead of Sherelle being sympathetic and empathetic, she stood 10 toes down on her bitchdom, even kind of smirked when they told her that. And then, of course, the other mob girl came up trying to say, well, Sade, you ain't a nice girl either, because you didn't want to invite Keita in no suite. And that's when Sade said, this is two different scenarios. But at the end of the day, if you really want to know what the hell went on, some of the wags sat up there and paid for a suite when we went to, I think they said Kansas City. And another girl in the party said that Keita had paid in on the suite, but then they decided that Hard Knocks wanted to film in our suite. And we said, hell no, if Hard Knock wants to film in a suite, Hard Knock needs to pay for the suite. And I agree on that, because Hard Knocks is like on HBO or something. You know they got the damn money. They done did Hard Knocks for years at this point. So I agree with them on that. But she was like, it was not just me. It was literally us coming to an agreement together as a collective saying, no, we don't want them filming in the suite. If they want to film in the suite, they buy their own suite. Or they can pay for this suite. So to me, it made sense to me. But of course, they're trying to make it seem like Sade is just simply jealous of Keita. Whatever. So then at that point, they mentioned the Stoney situation again, and Sherelle is in a confessional. And she says that at one point, Stoney had more money than all of them and wasted it. And so I'm like, so that's the reason why you look down on her? And again, how do you know she wasted it? And then she said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't help a grandma. I can't school a grandma. Sherelle, just a bitch. It ain't even Mean Girl. She's a bitch. And I don't care what she tried to say, but she's a bitch. And so at that point, Sherelle is upset that Sade called her mean. She points her energies to Sade, but she don't point her energy to MJ, who said the same thing about her, right? So at that point, she tries to get on Sade, talking about how she fake and all of this shit when it came to the sweet situation. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now you screaming at Sade. I think she even called Sade a bitch. And so Sade was like, why are you screaming at me? You older than everybody at this damn table. Like, it ain't that damn serious. And she was like, because I don't like fake bitches. I don't like fake bitches. Now notice, the next person they attacked was also the only other girl who literally got brown skin. Okay? So I'm just like, y'all, you can say it's edited all you want, but it's given. That's what it's given. And y'all let me know if y'all disagree. By all means, please let me know. But that's what the hell is given. Let me see what you guys are saying. Sade Insta popped up on my feed. She and her husband have a beautiful baby girl, and they seem to be doing fine and look very happy. I believe Sade has her own business that's successful. Yeah, and my thing is this. I'm tired of the self-made talk too. And my thing is nothing wrong with it, but let's be clear. A lot of these women were able to get their business started because of the men that they are with. Okay, the men that they are with, whether it is child support money or the money that they were able to get from them, that's what created their businesses. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm sick of this self-made shit. To me, self-made is you literally did not have a man to depend on to create your business or anyone else. You truly got it from the ground up. Keita should be concerned about Tyreek outside producing 4 kids all at once, and he also seems to be illiterate to me. Child, when he kept on saying, "Is this cooked? Is this cooked? You sure this cooked?" I said, "Ooh, child. Ooh, child." Sade told Sherelle, "Play with you, you gonna play with me," or something like that. For real. She did a deb at me for real, for real. He had like 3 of those kids when they was, yeah, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like it, all of this whole status and clout, like Tyreek Hill sound like a Nick Cannon of football. Trust and believe a lot of that money on a consistent basis going to all of them kids. All of them kids. Sherelle wants that Kodak money. He's a fiend, but rich nonetheless. Only thing I know about Kodak Black is when he said he don't like black women, or he don't like black, like he got to have a girl who's lighter than him or completely not black. And it was freaking, I think I want to say somebody who was not black who was interviewing him, telling him black is beautiful. I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's too much self-hatred in our community. Why you call her Deb Hip? Why do you call her Deb Hip? I don't even want to know why you call her Deb Hip, but move it on with the situation. But yeah, so at that point, that's when we saw that Sade. She about that life. She about that life. Oh, so he does actually have legit money, Danielle, just from rapping or from other things. I don't know not one Kodak Black song. I really don't know one. Oh, only reason why I know Kodak is because of that interview. And apparently, right after Nipsey passed, he said something about how he was trying to get with Lauren London because now she was available or something like that. That was Kodak Black who said that, right? Chad, I don't know. I get them all mixed up. But after the freaking situation with MJ getting arrested for that fight that she had, child, she is in the studio and she talking about how that came from Kodak's baby mama. Her and the other baby mama was fighting because the baby mama, I guess there was some type of event or something like that, and the baby mama decided to dance all up on Kodak and record it. And she said that she was doing that to, you know what I'm saying, make MJ upset. And I'm like, but yet your man allowed her to dance on him, but you ain't checking him though. I guess maybe busting the windows at the car was checking him, but you want to put hands on her. So at that point, she said it was on site when she saw her, and she ends up seeing her. They get into a fight, and she ends up getting arrested. Now, let her tell it. She sat up there and said she got postpartum. But to me, postpartum doesn't sound like, you know what I'm saying? I had to handle my business, and, I went to jail, but you know what? That's all right though, because I'm gonna get off because I got a bomb ass lawyer. That don't sound like postpartum. That just sounds like a girl who hot-headed as hell and just like to fight. That's what it sounds like. Oh, yeah. Okay, the kids love him. See, yeah, child. I don't know. Billy Black, he is paid. His music gets the ends going. And he's actually very intelligent, but suffers from addiction issues, allegedly. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess apparently he got money, honey. And how many baby mamas he got? We know MJ is one of them, and clearly there's another one because she got into a fight with him. How many he got? And I'm wondering if MJ can actually rap. But with that, let me move on. So then at that point, MJ meets with her mom. Okay. And again, once I saw her mom and the conversation that she had with her mom, it really explains why MJ the way that she is. And one of the things that MJ wanted to make loud and clear is that bitches be jealous of her, and her mother agreed. And I was just like, ugh. Lord have mercy. Like, this be the problem. It be them mamas who be real quick to try to say because they children are pretty or they be mixed or whatever the case may be. Everybody got to be jealous. Child bye. But with that, I guess her mom, the conversation to me seemed very pointless. It seemed very superficial. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that conversation with her and her mama, but it was very interesting and weird. So we find out Honey can give up the rap career. It's a no, sweetie. Yeah, I said, who is a rapper and a real estate agent? Like, how does that even go together? He got 3 to 4 baby mamas. Why do these women think they're let me make this very clear. And this is why I love that I can have deep conversations with the friends that I do have. And like I told you guys, I have friends who are biracial. And my biracial followers, by all means, please, in the comment section, give your thoughts on this. But I know my biracial friends have told me that it's not green on the other side. Like, they have people try to make it seem that way. But at the end of the day, do they necessarily get treated better? They would all agree that no, they don't. They don't really get treated better. It's the same roller coaster that they go through, just like we all go through. So for whatever reason, I think these women truly feel like they're the prize because these men tell them they're the prize. And then of course they have to find out that they're just like every other girl out there. Hence the reason why you guys are like baby mama number 1,000. Like, this doesn't make any sense. How are you the prize when you're not the only one? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I've heard that too, Danielle. I've heard that too. Not mother to daughter, right? Very hungry. Exactly. It was weird. I'm glad y'all see that because I was like, what kind of damn talk is this? But again, she wasn't raised by her mother. Once her grandmother passed, she said when she was in the 7th grade, she moved with her mom. But she said her mom and her father lived a very fast life. MJ jumped another baby mama while she was holding her new baby with Kodak at a kid's party. See, this is, but MJ not a hood rat. But Stoney is. You see the type of shit I'm talking about? So at that point, we find out that Stoney and MJ are cool. Okay. And one thing I will give MJ, honey, she said, I am really confused and I don't understand how Jules and Stoney have the same kind of past. So why are you so hard on Stoney and not Jules? Well, we know why. As much as Sherelle may not want to admit it, in my opinion, we very much so know why. We know she can lie all she wants, but y'all tell me, for those who don't think it's featureism and colorism, what would be the reason why Sherelle would sit up there and give Jules a pass but wouldn't give Stoney a pass, especially when Sherelle claims she is so much of a Black woman? Why wouldn't you? I would like to know the answer to that. But with that being said, Alexis and Ashley meet up, okay? They end up meeting up. And again, I really like Alexis. And Alexis trying to find her new boo. And Ashley ends up like hooking her up with a former football player. And he was really cute too. Go Alexis. He was a cutie. And so they had a nice little conversation. And then it looks like hopefully they're going to go on another date. But yeah, she looked like, she's ready to mingle again. And I wish her the best because she seems like the best. She has the best spirit on this show. And I like to see when good people win. So Team Alexis. So next thing you know, child, they end up having a damn event and they doing the whole separate tables thing because at the Mother's Day brunch, Sherelle said after the whole situation when Sade said, Stoney was going to unalive herself. Sherelle says, well, I mean, we can be in the same building. We can't sit at the same table. She can get her own table. She said that, and then all of a sudden in this scene, they're at separate tables. So I was like, that's probably a production move. But anyways, with that being said, they end up bringing one of Sherelle's friends in, who is a melanated sister. And I feel like they did that on purpose, trying to prove, I guess, that Sherelle does have friends who are on the chocolate side. It's probably one of Sherelle's agents. Sherelle ain't got no damn friends, in my opinion. But what I do like is that we're seeing more of the guys in these actual shows or in these episodes. Typically when we have these type of shows, you rarely see the men. In this freaking show, you do see the men. And I do like that because it gives some balance to the female bullshit. So one of Sherelle's former agents, I think her name was Kina, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she randomly mentions how Jules has said some very interesting things about Black women. Okay. And you know what? F it. I'm about to just go to it now. I'm just about to go to it now. And so when they kept saying that there was stuff all over the internet about this girl, I had to see, like, what the hell is it that she said? There were some articles about her. There were some articles about her back in like 2019. Okay. And so yeah, Jules said things like, it's a guarantee in any situation. I walk in a room with a group of girls, room has men from every ethnicity. Black men be straight line to Jules. Black girls don't like me because Black men do. Damn, why do all these Black girls hate me? I've been so nice. Walks out club light skinned dude. So she has made some very snarky ass remarks when it comes to Black women. Again, why does she feel so bold to do it? Because clearly those in our community have allowed her to do it. That's why at this point we got to put our foot down, because she clearly feels like she could do it, and she hasn't learned her lesson because she did it in this situation. So this girl Kina, you said, in my opinion, Kina was Sherelle DEI hired. That girl who was sitting next to her to claim to be a friend, I think she worked for the agency too. I think they all are her employees. But Kina says, I don't like the fact, who's from Florida, bro? Who's from Florida? You talking about Sherelle? Possibly. She possibly from Florida. Um, Kina said, I need to know about this damn Jules girl. Jules, I don't know if she's from Florida. She may be from Florida. But Kina was like, this damn girl done said some crazy stuff about Black women. And so at that point, Kina asked Miranda, like, Miranda, you Black? Because I guess she just kept talking about the Jules situation. I guess she wanted to say, if, asked Miranda if she was Black. And Miranda was like, yeah. And I'm like, Miranda's biracial. She's not Black. I'm like, I'm saying, Jules kind of looked like freaking Miranda's mama, okay? So, but at the same time, she like, yeah, girl, I'm Black. So at that point, that's when she really goes in about Jules and the things that she said. But at that point, they're like, we feel awkward. Let's just call Jules over here. So Jules was over there talking to Sherelle about having kids and things like that. And so Jules sits up there and sits down when she hears her name, where Stony is and where Miranda is and this Kina girl is. And so they don't even know how to address it to her. They're just like, this is an awkward moment. This is kind of weird. But interesting enough, when Kina was talking all of that mess with Miranda and talking all of that mess with Stony, when Jules sat right next to her, Kina didn't have really shit to say. She had kind of stopped and froze at that point. And even Jules was like, I heard my name was over here. Like, you said my name, so spit it out, what y'all got to say. And so Kina and Stony and them are like pretty much saying, well, look, apparently you're a culture vulture and you done said some disparaging things. You done said some shady stuff when it came to Black women. And so at that point, she was like, culture vulture. And so Jules is like, what do you do for your culture? And Kina was like, I'm a real estate agent. I provide homes in my community. And she was like, yeah, and you get money off of it. And she was like, don't you get money off of you sitting up there helping with these brands and stuff like that? And so at that point, honey, Jules sat up there And she was like, I'm saying, like, I actually do stuff for the culture. I actually sit up there and build brands and stuff like that. And they're going back and forth. Okay. And then she calls Keena a bitch. And that's when things escalate. And Keena was like, I'm not the one who sat up there and was talking about some wearing a Ninja Lies a Lot shirt. And Jules was like, I didn't say I was going to wear it. She was like, oh, you didn't. And they showed a screenshot of her asking if, it would be awkward if she wore that shirt. So she definitely has said some shady shit. And she done said some shit that really should have gotten her to boot a long time ago, but we keep accepting her ass. And so at that point, fingers is up in people's faces. And Keena is talking to her like, hold up, you done call me a bitch or whatever the case may be. And she is pointing her fingers at Jules' face, and Jules slaps her hand. And next thing you know, they done blanked some of it out, but it looks like to me, Keena got the best of Jules and was able to stand up and start bopping that head. Well, Jules, I would say Keena did that for the culture. Her ancestors came out of that, and she bopped your ass. And so at that point, after the aftermath, all of a sudden, Jules want to say, this my real hair. Just going in. Keena, they pushing Keena back, and it's just escalated into some craziness, okay? Straight up craziness. So the aftermath of that is that all of these women want to sit up there now because, of course, Sherelle is trying to say, well, she called me and talking about how I didn't have her back and I'm her friend and I don't know what she talking about. And I tried to, give her a pass and show her some grace, and I should have been looking at Jules versus Stoney because I tried to give her a pass with the stuff that she said in the past. And interesting enough, it really does make you wonder why she did give Jewel a pass. I wouldn't be able to give a woman a pass like that as a Black woman. I have had those situations happen before. I've even had situations happen before where there has been a fellow Black woman who I thought was my friend who has had some crazy things to say about descendants of slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like Black people who were actually descendants of slaves here. I had to drop her ass. I don't play when because when you showed me, when you're willing to say certain things about my people, I'm gonna look at you side because what do you think about me? So I wouldn't have been able to give her a pass. So why did Sherelle give her a pass? Because she could use her, or maybe because deep down she knows she to me, Sherelle claims Blackness at a convenience. That's to me. She claims Blackness for a convenience. When it's time for her to be able to benefit off of the Black community, she claims Blackness. And so to me, I don't think she really sees herself as just being Black until it's convenient. But then now in this situation, she got to pull back. She got to pull back from Jules because Jules is going to potentially mess up her money with a lot of Black women. But that's just my opinion on the situation. That's my opinion. So they claim Jules did not take accountability when it came to that fight. Nothing was her fault. And she even tried to blame Sherelle or whatever. And so at that point, she was just like, I think at this point I'm done with Jules. Okay. But interesting enough, now this is a creepy ass picture, child, but she claims her ex and her ended up having a freaky tales moment. She ended up getting pregnant. She was 6 weeks pregnant. And she had to make a decision because she was literally in the last part of if she was going to unalive or not. And so she made a decision clearly to unalive, to terminate. And she didn't have a support system. And at that moment when all of that happened, they were supposed to go to that event that night. And at first, I guess she wasn't going to go because she was already an emotional roller coaster because of what had just occurred. She had just apparently terminated. So at that point, she ended up going. She said Sherelle knew all of this information. She knew all of this stuff. She knew the details. She knew what happened. So they end up sitting down. And if you notice at that event, Sherelle directly asks Jules, do you want to have any more kids? Now, as much as I'm side-eyeing Jules, and I think she does need to be canceled, in my opinion, at this point, because it's very clear that she has no problem, in my opinion, disrespecting and saying shady stuff about Black women. That's effed up if that's exactly what happened. That's effed up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine going through that. And you know, I go through that. And then literally you decide to ask me, oh, you want to have more kids when you know what the hell I just did? That's some wicked ass shit. That's some wicked ass shit. Let me see. I'm putting my cape on for Jules. Stop inviting them to the barbecue if you don't want them fixing the plates. There it is. There it is, which I'm saying, like, she's bold enough to say certain things. And let's be clear, Sherelle and the rest of them heifers feel bold enough to say certain things too, because they've been getting the pass all of this time. Stop giving them passes. Jules was cool with them back when she had access to Kanye. Child, Kanye is another one. Not Jules a fan, but she was not a Jules fan, but she was 100 in that moment. You mean with the whole finger in the face situation? I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, like putting your finger in somebody's face is still a violation. Don't call me over there, go mute, wave your finger in my face, pull my hair because I'm going to. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I will. That's why I said, Jules, when she walked over there, Keena went completely silent. I'm like, wait, you was talking all of this mess. Now you ain't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have nothing to say, but she called her a bitch. Them fingers started wagging because she called Keena a bitch, and it is what it is. But it seemed to me Keena still was able to put paws on her and was able to stand up and bop that head a couple of times. The only thing I say Jules could have done differently was remove herself from the table once she felt herself getting triggered, given she was at the end of the table. True. But she feels bold enough, like, when you sit up there and you've said the things that you have said and you know it's causing an issue in a community, you do have to move a certain way. But I don't feel like she ever feels like she has to move a certain way because she's always getting passes. You know what I'm saying? That definitely sounds like a self-centered mean girl type of statement. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not a fan of Jules in these comments because, again, I've seen women like this all the time, especially out here in California. Oh my gosh. Especially out here in California. She don't get no pass from me when it comes to that. But I can't even imagine going through something like that and then in front of cameras and everything else in a group of people, you going to ask me if I want to have more kids. That's some demon shit. That's some demon shit. So with that, I totally agree how now again, she got really emotional. She got really emotional in that situation. She did say that she was a freaking Pisces with a Gemini rising. That is one hell of a combination, if you ask me. But you know, her in these moments, she got to be mindful because it seems to me that her bread and butter is Black culture. You know what I'm saying? Bread and butter is the Black culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's her bread and butter. So you keep playing like this, you ain't gonna have no money. Is she gonna have to hope that Black men just continue to mess with her? Because at a certain point, it's gonna seem like Black women ain't gonna mess with her at all. They should have canceled her a long time ago. And Stony is no real friend because she left her there to fend for herself. But see, I don't even know if her and Stony are friends. She's cool, they're cool, and she has actually like defended, she's actually defended her, you know what I'm saying, in the situation. But yeah, like I don't think that they're friends. You know what I mean? Like I think they're castmates at this point. But Stony does seem like that girl, if she really does feel like someone has her back and is a real friend for her, she'll ride for that friend. So I think Sherelle was wearing her production hat in a lot of these scenes, not trying to get this show canceled like the other one. Yeah, very much so. But at this point, I hope it does get canceled just because of how this is coming off. They came together. You don't do that. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying if this was real life. But considering the fact that this is a show, I don't think Stoney even really knows Jules like that. They're in a scene. She's being nice to her. She's one of the only people that's willing to be nice to her. I think that's what, and then not to mention, we don't really see what Stoney did in that moment once it started escalating or when the fight went down. We don't really know what she did, but I think she definitely felt awkward, like her and Miranda, to even bring it up because honestly, at the point when Jules sat down, the main person who should have been talking was Keena because she was the main one who was talking shit. She the one who got quiet to the point where Stoney and Miranda felt like they needed to say something, but they immediately was like, this is an awkward moment. This is an awkward freaking moment. So yeah, so definitely the fight happened. What she said, I was just completely like, damn, like Sherelle, and trust me, Sherelle is getting eaten up on social media to the point where she doing damn interviews at this point. And she did an interview with Jesse Wu. Do I feel it was calculated? Hell yeah. Jesse Wu is a beautiful chocolate sister. And she was like, oh, if anybody, you know what I'm saying, I'll have a conversation with her. But I saw a little bit of it, but we're going to watch a little bit of it really quick. And I want y'all opinions on this. I'm going to have to pause it in between. Fair use, Jesse Wu, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. I definitely want us to actually see what this child got to say when it comes to this damn situation. But as far as I see it, Jessie is a real girl's girl. She is, but sometimes a real girl's girl to the point where I feel like she gives people a pass too much. I kind of feel like she knows that Sherelle, she knows the Sherelle type. But at the same time, she also not going to burn no bridges either. So let's actually sit up here and listen to it and let me know if you guys can hear it.
I think that, like you said, there were a lot of things that people don't understand. And I think tonight is going to be a good chance for us to dissect that. So right. A big topic of the show is the topic of colorism, right? And at the center of that, you do have you and Stoney. And I just want to know, do you wish that you could have handled things just differently before we went?
Definitely. You know, and when you're filming, you want to hit key points because I mean you're filming. There were more things discussed and said that explain, you know, why I wasn't dealing with Stoney. But of course, when you have sometimes I come off too direct. Sometimes it's just like, but of course we go to the extreme because it's TV. You know, we're making a TV show. So of course there could have been a better situation, but at that moment, everyone was speaking in regards to who Stoney was and why, you know, different people don't deal with her. And my reasons were not a sex tape. The main reason was not a sex tape.
Right. And so we'll get to that later on, but
okay, now pause. Now she sits up there and says there were other reasons. What's interesting though is that because at this point every episode has been put out there. This happened last night, this interview. So I get sick and tired of these people claiming there's more to the story than what you saw, but they don't want to tell us what more of the story is. Because to me, if you're not willing to explain it, I'm going to assume there really isn't more to the story. Now, she claims, of course, everything is to the extreme because it's TV. To me, what she's trying to say is she put on extra because it's TV, because she wants this show to really last. I'm sorry, but for someone who's really successful in real estate, she seems to be very determined to keep a freaking reality show alive. That's kind of weird to me, because if you making so much money, why do you even care if this show lasts or not? But to me, she's full of shit in this, because I'm thinking, yeah, you just tell us. Just tell us what it was, so then that way you don't look as bad. But if you can't give us the answer, at the end of the day, you're pretty much telling us you're full of shit. That is my opinion on the situation. Already, she's coming off that she's not being genuine, and she's making an excuse, but not really giving us the details as to why she was going so hard on Stoney.
How do you feel about just the colorism, statements? Like, I just want to know, where do you stand when it comes to colorism? Do you understand why people are calling that out? And, where do you stand when it comes to that topic?
I don't tolerate it. I feel like other platforms have, they made it easy for when two Black women go at it to say colorism. If you have a light skin, like I stated before, we come in all different shades of color. If two white women are going at it, you don't throw any of those words out because they're the same shade. But us, it's hard because you have a light skin and a dark skin going at it, and now it's automatically, oh, you don't like her because she's dark skinned. That's not true.
Pause. Okay, one. You did it with Sade too. Okay. But you really haven't gone hard on any of the other women. And she said automatically, if you have a light skin and you have a dark skin, it's automatically you coming at her because you're dark skin. Well, one, I think, in my opinion, there's a difference between a light-skinned Black woman who has a mother and a Black father, and then also a biracial woman, and she is biracial. She has European features. Her featureism, texturism, all of that stuff exists when it comes to Miss Thing right here. She is not going to be honest about her privilege in society. She's just not. She's not going to. I am sure she has heard the comments that some of these Black men have made. You're not going to sit up there and try to tell me you don't tolerate any of it when you have benefited off of colorism. We like, stop the bullshit, girl. Like, just be honest here.
We respect each other at the end of the day. I would never call Stoney like color shaming her or calling her an animal or any of that, and vice versa. I feel like we can have arguments and they can be respectful, or we can say things, we may call each other out our name, but at the end of the day, we will not disrespect when it comes to our color.
Yeah.
So,
and how do you feel about women who are watching it? Like, what do you want to tell women who are watching the show and say, well, looking at the show, it does feel like, the darker girl is kind of like ostracized.
Yeah, of course.
What do you say to those women who are watching the show?
The main thing is, it sucks because Stoney is a beautiful brown skinned woman. Let's put that out there clear. We just had our differences, and I can't help because of, of our colors, how we got into it. But by far, I'm a woman's woman first. I don't even look at color when it comes to anything. I respect, like, my brokerage is full of different shades of color. Color is out of it because, I was picked on as being a light-skinned child. I know how it feels.
First of all, your brokerage may have different shades, but you are also getting paid off of them. So miss me with that nonsense. Miss, if I can't benefit off of you, I want nothing to do with you. So you saying you have all shades, you get a percentage off of them. So I'm not trying to hear that. And then she went into the whole, I got picked on because I'm light skinned. Okay, I'm sorry, but we're not about to do this so-called, there's a such thing as reverse colorism At the end of the day, your privilege has gotten you into places you have not had to go through the same situations as more melanated sisters. Like I told you guys, on the East Coast, they used to call me light skin all the time. Growing up in California, I never considered myself light skin, but I'm not going to sit up there and pretend that a sister who's more melanated than me has not gone through more because of colorism. She has. So this whole automatically, oh, I got picked on because I was light skinned, girl, please, please. You did not, it didn't stop you getting through doors and opportunities. You getting picked on. Everybody got bullied probably when they was younger, but it didn't stop you from getting opportunities. We gonna stop that shit.
My kids are picked on. My mom was picked on as being a dark-skinned woman going to an all-white school. So I have no tolerance for it. And it's not just color, it's just anything, bullying and all that. I don't have tolerance for.
You're a bully though.
Good.
We want to show you.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and get Stony on the show. Let me see. She's having Lord Stony.
Let me see if I can get.
New Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. For $5, go classic. For $7, go lavish. For $9, discover something new. Eat Lux your way. New Lux Cravings boxes only at Taco Bell.
Okay.
We need somebody to go over there to Insta-T.
Stony, what is happening? Are you there, Stony? I see she's trying to flip her camera, but it's okay if you have your camera the way, like it's okay if you have it like normal.
Okay, can you hear me? No. I was trying to put my hi guys. Hi Jesse. Hi Sherelle.
Hey,
no,
Stony.
my phone keeps ringing. I'm trying to put it on Do Not Disturb because
Don't even say it. It's gonna get even more.
Oh, yeah, I already know. Okay.
Yeah.
So hi ladies, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazingly blessed and highly favored.
How are you feeling, Stony? Post the show. I mean, Sherelle has done television before. Is this your first time on a reality television show?
This is my very first time.
So how was the experience shooting this, and how do you feel post the show?
It was nerve-wracking but fun. I learned a lot. And it was a great experience, and I'm ready for more. I mean,
sorry guys, I gotta pause through. So far, what this is giving me is we need to come together to stop all the negative noise so we can try to get a second season. It's not giving me genuine at all. That's why she said she's ready for more. They're trying to get a second season. They're trying to get this bag. But let me continue.
I was hella nervous because I just did not know what to expect. I didn't know, what I had to learn going into it. And I will say, Sherelle taught me this. It's a business. I come off very, like if I meet someone, I want to hug you versus handshake. I'm a hugger because I'm a lover. So I went in it like, oh, okay. I'm gonna, we're gonna meet and we're gonna just get along because I'm just very bubbly and I'm easy to get along with. And then that didn't happen. So, but outside of me and the ladies having a little friction, the experience was amazing. Like I said, I was very nervous and scared because what I do know about TV, although I have never done it before, the editing. And that's why, I guess we're here because a lot was edited out and, things of that nature. Like Sherelle said earlier, there were a lot of things that you guys did not get a chance to see about all of us. And I just think that sucks. But overall, yeah. And I didn't feel just to, I know you probably gonna ask me, you're gonna get to that, but I didn't feel colorism on the set at all. I did not feel like, oh.
Okay. Also, help me understand, you guys. Sherelle is in the credits as a consulting producer. I don't know if she's an EP or anything like that, but she's on the credits. She's on the business side of this. So I don't know. Like, I feel like we can talk about editing all day long, even with Shawnee and how they made Shawnee look, and she's an EP. They never went too far, in my opinion, with Shawnee. They never went too far with her. There was definitely moments where Shawnee looked like she was shady as hell, but they definitely did not just put her as the big bad wolf consistently all the time. Okay. So you mean to tell me that you have a producer credit on this show and they just made you just all of the editing made you just look like a mean girl? I'm not believing that, and I believe that at this point, Stoney is also saving face because they want to have another season.
Oh, I'm the only dark because I mean, Sade is dark skinned. Sade is, another dark skin, but I think it gets overlooked because she's
Sade
just
too.
gorgeous. Like she's just like, very
you?
young
So are
and
you?
and
Wait a
great.
minute.
Yeah.
All the ladies are
Yes.
beautiful.
You're
So
right.
I think it just kind of got overlooked, but yeah, I didn't feel any colorism towards me or on set. I mean, yeah.
Well, before we get into all the happenings of set, I want to ask both of y'all a question, and this is just me being a tad messy. There is a certain woman who is online who has not stopped talking about Stoney since this show premiered. She has also mentioned that Sherelle, if you want her to come on, you would be paying her a booking fee.
I ain't got no booking fee, baby.
Who is this lady we're talking about? Who is this?
We know her as Young T, and she has expressed, I guess, maybe some interest of coming on the show. Is that possible? Does she sell homes? Would Allure Realty have space for Tia Kemp?
Meeting marathon. Take 5 minutes
Who the hell
back
is
with
that?
a tasty Baby Bell snack and put creamy goodness on the calendar with
Who's Young?
Super Bell.
Oh, is
Baby
that
Bell,
Tia Kemp
join the
girl?
goodness.
Is that Tia Kemp girl?
Let's
You know what's interesting? Me asking about Tia Kemp is the reason why I ended up finding about Wags. I ended up asking about who Tia Kemp was, and then Wags came out, and I was like, "Oh, this show look interesting as hell. I'm about to sit up there and look at this show." But is that the Tia Kemp? Okay, because I asked Celebrity, I asked her, I said, who the hell is Tia Kemp? Because for whatever reason, she kept popping up in my algorithm. I kept seeing videos about her, and I could not understand who this girl was and why she was like popping up. And so for whatever reason, because of Tia Kemp, Wags came about, and I was like, oh, but then I saw Wags and I said, well, I gotta watch this. This seems interesting. So I guess that's why Tia Kemp is popping up, because she got a lot to say. And so she is Tia Kemp's is Rick Ross' other baby mama. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, Sherelle Face is saying it all. She's saying like this is a business, and her face is really saying she still don't F with Stoney, but they trying to do what they need to do to get another season. That's what it seemed like. She's on podcast with Clarissa and Tokyo Tony too. Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Child, I don't be knowing this stuff. I didn't know Clarissa and Tokyo Tony got a podcast. Child, that's probably a very interesting type of Zeus type of podcast. But yeah, it seems like she's very programmed at this point, and it doesn't seem genuine. It really doesn't.
let me make this point clear. I don't do hiring, I don't do casting, I don't do anything. I have no say so over who comes on the show, who has editing rights, and Stoney can attest to this. I don't have any say so over the storylines, anything. So I can't answer that, and Stoney can't answer that.
Okay, period.
Yeah.
So the answer is no, Tia. All right, let's move on. So let's move on. So let's talk. I'm sorry. Did you say?
I think what you was gonna get at what I don't like is, because I did see this, Tia did make a comment saying that I invited her. I never invited her, and I reached out to her to clear that up. But what I
so
don't like,
you never invited her.
no, I never invited Tia. Never.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
What I don't like is, you know, if you are a brown skinned woman, you can say the meanest things, and people, because we were in a blog together, and I just sat there and read the comments, and I'm like, people are like just praising this woman, praising her for the things she's saying, but it's like criticizing me. Like, we're our own biggest hypocrites. It's not right whether you light skin, dark skin. It's just not right, and I didn't like that.
You're talking about Tia.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what she said. I mean, I know she does throw insults a lot.
Lies.
Yeah. So I think I think the thing with her is people are just so used to, sometimes when you just already have a way of speaking, people already have low expectations of you. And so that's why they're not going to criticize her like they criticize you. That's just how I see that.
Wait, did Tia say something about Sherelle? Is that it? Because I'm confused. Because she tried to make it seem, I guess, what she just tried to say, it sounded like she's trying to say, well, she can be a brown skinned woman, but talk mess about me as, you know what I'm saying, as a racially ambiguous light skinned woman. Is she trying to say that that's what Tia was doing, was talking about her? So she feels like, well, why can't I guess she's trying to imply that why can't Tia say the stuff about me, but I can't say stuff about Stoney? Is that what she's trying to imply? Girl, bye. Don't play victim. You sounded like Jules right now, boo-boo.
And so we'll move along to you. They said, you can't come on. All right, move on. We ain't paying your booking fee. Let's move on. Okay, so before we even get into the cast too, Stoney, I feel like I've never met you personally before, but you have been in the boutique game for a minute. Because I've seen folks either wear your stuff, or I've seen maybe like reels of people at your boutique. I just feel like I've seen you before. Okay. I feel like on the show, you did play yourself very small. Now, there was a lot of criticism. There was criticism from, other cast members. But I do feel like yourself, do you feel like you played yourself kind of small? Because like you've been in the game for a minute. So why did you?
Yeah, I have. The thing about it is, I didn't go as hard as I should have when I first got in the boutique industry, because initially this was a pivot for me. I was working on developing salon suites, and I had grabbed two plaza locations at the same time, also with my settlement money. So what happened is I liquidated a lot of my money trying to build out myself instead of reaching out to investors, instead of gathering investors or going to the bank and letting my money be leverage for me versus just liquidating my money and spending my money. So this was a pivot. I pivoted to boutique because I was like, okay, this doesn't seem like it's going to work out just yet. Yeah. So let me pivot. And when I did that, I did not take it.
Child, Sherelle looked like she is like, can we get this over with? I want to see if the comments are changing and people are starting to like me again. Can we please get off? She don't seem interested in any damn thing that Stoney is saying.
Very serious. So I think that's probably why you saw me downplay me, or like it looked like I downplayed, my boutique, because I feel like now I'm kind of like, okay, now I get it. Now I'm understanding. Now I'm, taking it more serious and going harder like I should have went when I first got in the industry, because I've been selling clothes since I was 17.
You know why she's doing that? Because of what Sherelle said. And for whatever reason, she's still trying to have Sherelle accept her and like her. And I would say F Sherelle. Who the hell is Sherelle? Who the hell is Sherelle? What makes Sherelle better than you? Real shit. And honestly, at this point, because they looking at her being a bully and you being, a victim in this situation, You're winning right now. Sherelle's not winning, and she trying to get you to sit up there and help her out. I would have said F her. F her.
Honestly. But yeah, it just didn't, come across that way. Like, I've been in the industry so long, but I have, yes.
Yeah. So where is Insta Boutique? What is Insta Boutique doing? What do you see yourself doing with the clothing?
So it's actually Instatique. So it's just
I'm sorry.
So it's Insta, like it's like Instagram, half Instagram, half a boutique. So I put it together because initially my idea was to I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give my business idea away, and I don't want somebody else to lie. I beat it to the punch. But initially, it was piggybacking off of Instagram, and I was going to gather, like, a lot of influencers and people who were big on Instagram, who made themselves big from being on reality shows or being on movies or whatever, and just gathering them together and making my brand piggybacking off of that. So yeah, where I'm at now, thriving. Sales are skyrocketing up. Moving is in play because now I need a bigger location because things are happening very rapidly. God be the glory, and I am happy and blessed, and I can't even I've been crying ever since the premiere, like, honestly, like, because I was literally about to give up. Like, honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Right now, if you go on Craigslist, I was over it. If you go on Craigslist right now, I post. I was like, I'm selling it all. Just come by. Just come take the business. You can take the Instagram page. You can take all this shit in the storage, my boutique at the house, and just take it for a flat rate and let me wipe my hands. And I was just going to start over and rebrand my own clothing. Because right now I buy wholesale and retail. So I want to pivot. I want not pivot, but I want to change and just start designing my own pieces. So yeah, but
what inspired?
Yeah, it's big out here in California too. And so this is why I'm saying the Sherelle type is something that I am very familiar with. And I can't say that I experience colorism, but I have plenty of people that I know who experience colorism. But I'm middle, you know what I'm saying? I'm considered like, you know what I'm saying, a light brown girl or a caramel girl, I would say. And so I've heard the inner workings of girls like Sherelle because they've been taught their whole lives that they're pretty because they're just light skinned or they have a certain grade of hair. And these men pretty much telling them that, Black women are jealous of them. And I don't give a damn what she says. She has taken that and soaked that up. I don't care what she say. That is my damn opinion. That's just what it is. I've seen her freaking type. She do think that she's better. She thinks she's better. Did y'all say Insta Tacky, Insta Timu, Insta She by Sheree, Insta Wags? I can't with y'all. I cannot. But you can tell that she has truly downgraded herself because society has probably taught her to downgrade herself, y'all. Like, that's what it is. And then on top of the fact, you had a situation that was not her fault and her whole freaking bare behind exposed all over the internet, and that stuff will stay with her forever. That probably made her feel less valued by a man who allegedly is the one who sat up there and bought it and posted it. And we know that he has been known to be a colorist. You know what I'm saying? And because it really makes me wonder, had that girl been biracial, if freaking Stoney was biracial or light skinned or a whole nother race, would he been as bold to post it? I don't know, but I'm sure that she has really had to try to pick herself back up. She said she wanted to unalive herself and felt less valued, especially after that situation. So she is explaining herself a lot. She's explaining herself a lot, and Sherelle know that shit, because if you notice, Sherelle ain't even saying anything about you know what I'm saying, uplifting her. She may say certain things here and there, but if you claim to be such a businesswoman, instead of downgrading her and saying how she done spent all of her money, shoot, put her as one of your real estate agents, or be like, you know what, we about to build that up. I'm about to help you build up so you can be a millionaire. But that's not what's coming from her. You know what I'm saying? She's just shady as shit. I don't care.
Inspired you to say, no, I'm gonna stick it out?
When my mom passed away. So a lot of people don't know when my mom passed away. Thank you. My mom passed away during filming. Oh my gosh. And why am I about to cry? Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So my mom passed away during filming, and I felt like if I had given up, if I just threw in the towel, I would be letting her down, because she was my biggest cheerleader. She was like, you're gonna make it. You like whatever we gotta do. My mom always was in my corner trying to help me figure it out. Even if she didn't have the money financially, she was there mentally, emotionally, and physically. Like my mom used to help me pack up my inventory and the little packaging and separate it. And yeah, so I was like, you know what? I don't want to let my mom down. And I didn't want to let a lot of, because I feel like it's inspirational for other young women seeing, you know, like, because I get a lot of women come in my boutique and tell me like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty in here. Like, I want to open a business. And like, so yeah, I just didn't want to let my mom down. I didn't want to let the, you know, a lot of the young women down, and I just didn't want to let myself down. So I kept, so I'm going to take that Craigslist listing down.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely still there. I was like,
okay, and that makes it even worse that she lost her mom during all of this. I'm team Stony at this point, unless, you know what I'm saying. Now, of course, you guys know if I ever say I'm team somebody, I end up, so they piss me off and I end up saying I ain't team that person. But I just feel like she has definitely faced a lot. Like, I can't imagine going through that and having your freaking ass all over the freaking internet. And then you come through a group of women who are pretty much downgrading you also. And interesting enough, like you said too, Danielle, yes, chocolate, more melanated women are considered that. Now, interesting enough, while everybody's calling Sherelle a mean girl, no one is calling her aggressive and ghetto, when she definitely displayed moments of being aggressive, ghetto, and hood radish. But no one is saying that about her. They just saying she's a mean girl and a bully. So even the language of what they're saying about both of them is different. They call her mean girl and bully. If it was the other way around and Stoney was doing that to Sherelle, they would probably be saying she's aggressive, she's ghetto, she's a bitch. But yeah, they just say, "Oh, you're such a mean girl." No, she was aggressive and ghetto. Yes, Sherelle could be aggressive and ghetto too, and she was. She definitely was. Yeah, stuff like that, just ignorant as hell. Yunti said the mom passed from. Wow. Damn, she went there about. Damn. Why she don't like Stony so much? Oh my gosh, she went there about her mama? Ooh, child, I didn't know it was like that, honey. Okay. Do we really need to? Let me see if there's anything else.
like 80 grand, come get it all. Because I have like over, outside of the show, when I said I brought 80 to 100 grand, that's real facts. But what people did not hear and see also, when I came home from LA and during COVID and during like every year from the minute I got into the boutique industry up until this very day, I still was buying. I was like, why the fuck are you buying? And you're not making, you know, this. But it was just,
okay, I'm done. She is explaining herself too much. And I think it's because what freaking Sherelle said really got to her. Girl, do not see. This is what I'm saying. Don't let what the hell Sherelle said. This is what I'm talking about. Who gives a shit? You really let Sherelle get into your head. She really, you know what I'm saying? She really did. Stony said she was number one Bima and why though? Wait, she okay. When she said baby mama number one, it was, y'all think it was the way that she was looking down at Tia. Is she I thought she was saying that she's the number one baby mama, meaning she was the first baby mama. Is that true or is that not true? Or are you guys saying that she was just throwing shade, trying to talk down on Tia? And Stoney only feels she's number one because she's his first baby. That's the way I took it, that she was saying I'm baby mama number one, meaning I am the first one to have one of his kids. That's the way I took it. And then of course, Ashley's ass was like, I mean, you trying to make it seem like that's a flex or whatever. That's what Ashley said. But I'm thinking like, Ashley, how about you talk to Keita about being baby mama number 10? Talk to freaking Sherelle about being baby mama number, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. But I'm going to need for you to sit up there and put that same energy. Why you coming at Stoney about that when you got these other fellow light-skinned women at the freaking table talking about how they done had the 10th child or the freaking 12th child of a freaking man? Basically, sister wives drama. I see. Yes, she is, but being shady at the same time. Okay, so maybe they have some inner issues. It was true, but she meant it in shade, and she did mean it as a flex. That's why Ashley clocked it. Does Ashley know Tia? Does Ashley know Tia? But at the same time, then Ashley clock your friends that are in that situation too. Tia doesn't take kindly to shade, child. Tia don't seem like she take kindly to anything, honey, because like I said, she been popping up on my algorithm left and right. But interesting enough, I could see production, if they do a second season, I can see production bringing on Tia just to get stuff spicy. But I don't want them to go at it. I would love to see her go at it with Sherelle, though. I would love to see Tia go at it with Sherelle. Give Sherelle a hell of a ride, honey. Everybody know Tia and them teeth. Ooh. Okay, so Teef says, speaking of Teef says she got a horse mouth or something. I ain't seen all of that, child. I didn't even look into the videos that was popping up. I just kept seeing Tia Kemp. And I said, who the hell is Tia Kemp? Why is she popping up? But I guess that's why she's popping up now, because she's affiliated in some shape or form with Wags because of Stoney. But yeah, I ain't never. I was just like, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it there, you guys, because we almost been on here for almost 2 hours. But in a nutshell, this is episode 1 through 3. Now, of course, the other reviews are not going to be this long. I just kind of wanted to see what the hell Jesse Wu and Sherelle and Stoney was talking about. It's still, in my opinion, given we got to do what we need to do to get a second season. That's what it's given for me. We got to do what we got to do to get a second season, even though you can tell, in my opinion, Sherelle don't F with her, but Stoney is trying to do everything she can for Sherelle to F with her. And I don't like that, because it's coming off as a hierarchy, and I'm not effing with it. Like, I really don't. And the thing is that I don't know why you looking at Sherelle as a prize, because if it is true that her and Ocho ain't together no more, even with all of her light-skinned glory, biracial glory, she can't keep a damn man. So she in the same boat as you, if it's true that she ain't with Ocho Cinco no more. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Ross paid for her top row and she don't know how to act. Not her top row. I am done. She also famous for dragging Rick Ross. So she talk about him too, huh? I wonder, is she mad because Stoney is in one of Rick Ross' houses or something? You know what I'm saying? Because she is in one of Rick Ross' houses. So, I mean, it's because he's taking care of Stoney, or at one point was taking care of Stoney. Always licking them floorboards. You know what? Stoney is a pick-me. Yeah, she's coming off that way. She's a pick-me and she wants to be accepted in Sherelle's world. And I don't know why, honey. Yes, Danny, them bath towels of tea. Ross favors Stone. It seems like it. It seems like it. He does favor her if she's staying in one of his houses and Tia can't take it. It seems like it does. It does seem that way. And that's why I guess Stoney ain't paying it no mind, because at the end of the day, it is what it is for her. No, Tia has her own money. She just stopped getting child support, 18,000 a month. Ooh, she was getting 18,000 a month. Ooh, child. 18,000 a month. Now, I mean, look, for me, I would love to be a kept woman, but it seems to me that a lot of time, well, maybe they do feel like it's worth this shit. But 18,000 a month, honey, I think anybody wouldn't mind that. But at the same time, Rick Ross got money. I would say he got more money than a lot of these athletes that's on here. I don't even know how much Ocho Cinco made, but again, when you dealing with a guy with that many dang on kids, that money ain't really stretching as long as it could. Neither have young kids by him anymore, so I don't understand. Right, but Stoney was still taken care of and was in his house. So that's interesting. And something tells me she probably wasn't paying no bills. It was his house and he let her stay there. So he does clearly have a soft spot for Stoney. He does. And I want her to win, because what would be more victorious than, after all of that you went through and had one of the biggest celebrities in the world try to embarrass you? Well, not try, did embarrass you and put you out there like that, for you to turn around and be completely successful, getting bags on top of bags and being kind of one of the favorites. I could see Stoney being one of the favorites on this show if the show continues, which would piss Sherelle off, and I would be happy about that. Stoney being one of the favorites. I want Stoney to be the Nene of this freaking show. Yep. He gave her that house because he felt bad that his beef messed her up. Yeah, I mean, that could have been the case, but at the same time, he also didn't have to. We do know men out there that even with that type of stuff that goes down, still will say F they baby mama. So for him to still do it tells me that he does have a soft spot somewhere for her, because she said her kid is grown. Now, I don't think her kid was grown when this happened. I want to say this happened maybe like 10 years ago. So her child wasn't grown then, but she definitely grown now. Stoney don't have the personality. Then who has the personality? You think Sherelle got the personality? Because to me, that seemed forced, fake, and full of shit. All the F's. So who really is the standout right now? You know what I mean? Because to me, that whole bully vibe, that ain't gonna work. I would say if it ain't Stoney, it would be Mia, maybe. Mia could bring in the young crowd or whatever, but yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as the underdog story, it's Stoney. Stoney has the underdog story because of what she went through and how she was humiliated. I think a lot of people will root for her. You don't like none of the girls. We'll see how this goes. Now, the thing is, this show is a hot topic right now for all the wrong reasons. That in itself may give them a second season, but because of how Sherelle came off after selling Tampa, which to me, she did not give off that vibe at all, and now she's giving this vibe. I just have a feeling with her trying to do everything she can to get a second season, it would be a rude and a crazy wake-up call that she doesn't get it, even doing everything that she could do. She tried to get all of the celebrity men involved, all of the athletes on the show. She did all the mean girl bully stuff, and to steal for it to not get a second season, that would be the ultimate, just be yourself and let everything else fall where they may. Like, if you're yourself and it's meant to be something, it will happen. Don't do this bully shit. I'm rooting for Stoney, but she doesn't have it. We'll see. I mean, look, if they do a second season, we'll see. We will see. And then they may bring on someone else like Tia, and Tia will sit up there, like you guys said, and give everybody a run for their money. Because right now, the Sherelles and the Alexis and the Portias of the world feel like they can be on their bully stuff. Some tell me with that Tia Kemp, that ain't going to happen. They've decided to bring her on the show. But I am rooting for Stoney, but I do feel like if she got some confidence in herself and she really, was like, oh, I'll be with the shits and y'all ain't gonna disrespect me no more. I think she can be a top girl, number one on the call sheet for this show. Now, I don't know if Sherelle gonna like that, but who gives a shit what Sherelle think? But yeah, I think she could. I really think she could. But with that being said, you guys definitely let me know. This is just episode 1 through 3. I'll definitely review it probably this weekend also, some of the rest of the episodes. But yeah, like, she tried to clean it up. She really tried to clean it up. In my opinion, it's not working for Sherelle. She comes off and she's just not a genuine person. And she's doing everything she can to stay relevant on this damn show and to keep this show going. And I'm just trying to figure out why, sis. Like, if to me, selling real estate, especially for her market, I don't know how this is necessarily going to help her business. It's not like she's on Bravo, and it's not like she's really selling real estate on here. She acting like a freaking mean hood rat. So I don't know how this is going to help her. I think she needs to make a decision. If she claims she's such a big time broker, why do you want to be on the show with all of this BS and catty behavior? Like, maybe she's one of those girls who really wants fame, and the fame is more important to her than, I guess, her broker business. If they get Tia, ratings will fly off the roof. It sounds like it. Now y'all got me curious. Maybe y'all need to go check out some of Tia's freaking videos. Teef, Danielle, DM me if y'all find some videos of her going off so I can see what we working with here. Because for whatever reason, she kept popping up on my algorithm, and I was like, who the hell is this girl? So yeah, if y'all find something, by all means, please let me send it to me. I ain't seen one house sold. We didn't see one house sold on Selling Tampa either, I don't think. I think DJ Envy talked about that. Like, did they actually close the deal? Did they actually close the deal? But let her tell it. She said she the first multi-millionaire in her family. I mean, I want to say in real estate, the properties that they sell is public record, if I'm not mistaken, the revenue that they bring in. So I guess that can be fact checked if she is a multimillionaire, but I would not want this to be on my resume if I'm a multimillionaire and got a legitimate business. I would not want to do that. So that's quite interesting. Not one open house. Damn, I'm gonna send you some. Brace yourself. Oh, damn. Is it really that bad, T? Is it really that bad? Oh, maybe they're wanting to show for exposure for her business. I don't think this is the right exposure. You think this is the right exposure, Danielle? I wouldn't say this is the right exposure, especially, but you know what? Maybe her bread and butter is the Black community and these freaking athletes. Something tells me she ain't getting the true, I would say, blue bloods, old money. I don't think that's her clientele. I think her clientele is the Tyreek Hills, who seem a little duh, but they can definitely run a ball down the field and making millions of dollars. I think that is her bread and butter. So I guess to a certain extent, even with her acting like this, that could bring attention. That could bring attention to her business, because that is her market. Her market, to me, it don't seem like the blue bloods. All of the people that she's like shows houses to, even on Selling Tampa, I want to say all of them were Black. All of them were Black. Bring fast money. Ooh. Well, pretty women bring fast money, not wealth. Danielle be dropping some jewels and some shock factors also. That's Danielle, honey, my fellow Libra. But yeah, I definitely, I don't know. She claims to be such a businesswoman. I just don't see how this looks great for her business. But again, her clientele may enjoy this show. Her clientele may enjoy this show, and her clientele may enjoy that how she looks and how she completely judged and disrespected Stoney. They may really get a kick out of that. And I think she knows that. Yeah, I think she does. I think she knows that. See, she's getting eaten up by a lot of the Black women in the comment section. You ain't seeing Black men telling her she wrong. Notice that, right? You don't see the black man say anything about what she doing and what she's saying is wrong. And those are the ones that she really trying to get that money. She trying to get the athlete money, the rapper money, and they probably eating it up on how she was treating Stoney. But with that being said, you guys, please let me know what you guys think about these first 3 episodes. I'm definitely going to continue to watch it. I can deal with ratchet behavior like this from these women. I can't do ratchet behavior from doctors, and that's why I did not do Married to Medicine anymore. But with these women, I'm willing to accept it. We'll just see how it continues to go. As far as I say, like I said, right now, I am team Alexis, I'm team Stoney, and I am team Sade, and we will see how it goes. But you already know I can change my mind in a heartbeat because it depends on if they try to piss me off. But I feel like Alexis is a genuine, balanced woman who got some common sense, and I can appreciate that. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.